Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel. It is me, ACC. You can really just call me ACT or ACT. It doesn't matter because there's two C's, two T's. You can call me ACT. But in today's video, we're really going to be talking about the different giant races and my theories on how they came to be. Different races that were mentioned in chapter 139. Well, 1139, not 139. Mentioned in chapter 1139, and how they came to be, what I believe their makeup to be. It's going to be a very short form video, what technically speaking, and it's not going to be that well put together. Again, this is my first time doing content like this. I'm more or less used to what is, where you could just literally put a thumbnail, make the intro, then you get you just record audio, place a PNG over it and everything. I'm trying to get better at editing my what ifs on my first channel technically. So go check that out. That would be linked in the description. But until then, I'll see you guys later. Alright, so as you can see in the thumbnail the thumbnail, we're here to talk about giant races. And that's not like I said giant races, but giant races of One Piece. Now, recently I was scrolling around on my phone looking through countless images. One of those images was an image of Elbaf. So, it was while I was looking at doing actually research for a different video that I was looking for pictures of Elbaf that I came across an image, specifically this image. It was that here that I began, that I came across this image about the 9 worlds of Elbaf. And it was while looking at it that I realized the key to what Scott Burgoban had said in chapter 139 about the 3 races, the Dosandatas, the long-legged, long-armed, I think it was the long-legged and long-armed tribes, as well as the Buccaneers. Be here that I realized that that with these 2 images put together, that I came up with an idea on what the Dosandatas was and about the different races that that have ties to Elbaf. So first, let's go ahead and talk about the Dosandatas. So the Dosandatas I believe to be the mixture of giant and Tontara DNA, as Dosan is apparently the word for a thud in Japanese, if I'm not mistaken. I could be completely wrong on this statement. Now, I was looking into it, and in the data standpoint, part of the world really sounds like play on Tontara. So while looking at this image, specifically the image of the 9 realms, it was here that I came upon Nidavellir, the home of the dwarves who forged the weapons for the gods of Asgard. And they potentially also, I believe they also did forge weapons for the giants as well. So this is then when I came to the conclusion that the Dosandatas were a play with a One Piece version of the Nidavellir giant dwarves. Yes, so they were a mixture of 2 species, giant and Tontara. Those Tontaras are essentially equivocally the people who made the weapons for the gods, the giants of ancient time. Likely even forged the weapons that we likely always see Nika with. The Dosandatas probably forged Nika's spear and sword, and probably even later Joy Boy's own sword and shield. They were likely the weapons makers, as we do know that the Tontara are quite. It shows the resourcefulness of the Tontara. We will show the resourcefulness of the Tontara race back in none other than Dressrosa. Only when they came up with Operation SOP, as as well as its many different divisions within the Tontara core. But I believe that for a reason that the Tontatas or the Dosendatas are essentially giant Tontatas or giant dwarves, because that's the race that they're from. Apparently, the Tontata it's Tontata Kingdom, but they're a race of dwarves who essentially have bushy tails, and it makes the most sense that the Dosendatas line up with Elbaf lineage. Um, lines up like it lines up with the fact about giant dwarves, especially if you've seen movies like Thor. What was Infinity War? If you've seen Infinity War, you knew that Nidavellir was a planet, was a legendary planet, which was essentially lived on by giants under the protection of Asgard as they crafted weapons for Asgard for in return get protection from the legendary country. They were literally giving protection by the gods. So it would make sense that the Dosendatas likely mostly made weapons for likely the gods of the heaven realm. So when you look at it, Oda has already given us the clues on what the Dosendatas are. Now here, I'm going to move on from the Tontatas to the from the Dosendatas to the Buccaneer race. Okay, I, like many people, believe that the Buccaneer race really is a legendary race of giant hybrids. Kuma, potentially even Whitebeard, as they're incredibly close in height, and they both have like a single defining feature about them, not incredibly similar. That makes you suspicious about Whitebeard's, suspicious about Whitebeard's, lineage, and that's really their chance. But besides that not being the point, I believe that this is really going to be a short one for the Buccaneers. Didn't really gather much evidence for this video for them, but I believe the Buccaneers are a mixture of giants and a form of sky races. One of the sky races. Likely they were mixtures of giants and Birkins. There's not much is known about the Birkin race. I don't think they were a mixture of giants and Sandians, but likely were a mixture of giants and Birkins, since more than likely it was the Birkins who were the first to encounter the giants of the moon rays. So that's really my input on this so far, is that they're likely the first. That's likely the mixture um that it takes for you to get um a buccaneer. Is really just a giant and a sky race. It's either a Birkin or a Skypian, as you know them. So it's one of those two races. Potentially, they could also be because of their durable bodies. They could also be descendants of Lunarians, but I do doubt it. So with that, we can move on to the next segment of this video, which is the long. I believe Scopper mentioned the long armed and long leg tribe. Now I'm gonna be honest with you on this. The long leg, long arm tribe is very brief, even more brief compared to the Buccaneers. I believe the long leg and long arm tribes are likely a failed recreation between human and giant rather than any other race, as they don't really seem to show any other qualities. So it could be a failed combination of human and giant, and that's really all I have so far for this race. If I'm being honest, most of this video went into the Dosendatas over any of the others, and we know the Wotans or the Wotans. I think it was that's what that was one of the word. The Wotans are a hybrid of fishmen and humans, so that's pretty much all I got. If I'm being honest with you, but so far this is really what I have from here. And I also will have a video coming out talking about the three claw like mark talking in the Elbeth Kingdom castle, which is originally what I was researching for that caused me to come to the conclusions I've made in this video. So yeah, um, I really do hope you guys enjoyed this. It's been great working with you guys. I'll see you guys soon. Soon.